Let's talk through how to make gelatin-based bioplastic that's stable at body temperature and suitable for making biojewelry. To start with, we're going to need 60 ml of water, 20 ml of gelatin, 5 ml of glycerin, and 2.5 ml of vinegar. The vinegar is going to help kill bacteria that comes into contact with the bioplastic, as well as reducing the amount of glycerin we need, which will help with stability and increases the melting point of this plastic. To each batch of this base recipe, I'm also adding one of 4 natural dyes: beetroot juice, onion dye, boiled beetroot dye, and green spirulina. As you can see here, I'm mixing 1/8 of a teaspoon of the spirulina powder with water to make this dye. To make our base recipe, we want to add gelatin powder, water, and glycerin to a bowl and then stir. We're aiming for a consistency that means the mix stays when the spatula is run through it. Only once these ingredients are combined can we add the vinegar and the natural dye. This will help prevent lumps in the mixture and also keep that really nice vibrant colour. We then want to add the mix to a saucepan and heat it over low heat, stirring occasionally. There will be air bubbles that appear, but don't worry, by swirling around a pan you can remove most of the air bubbles. Pour this one evenly into the mould and leave it in the fridge for an hour to set. While our gelatin plastic is setting, we can make some spirulina accents. We want to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of spirulina powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of calcium propionate to stop the spirulina from moulding, 60 ml of warm water, and 1/2 teaspoon of sodium alginate. To our bowl we add the spirulina powder and then the calcium propionate. Both the spirulina and the calcium propionate have calcium in them, so it's really important that we don't add the sodium alginate just yet, as it will react to the calcium. Next, we want to add our 60 ml of warm water and give it a stir. If there are lumps, I use a tea strainer to get those out before adding the liquid back to the bowl and preparing our casting tray. Now we add the sodium alginate and stir until it thickens into a paste. This will take a couple of minutes, and we just want to stir until we've removed as many lumps as possible. Now we want to press this mix into our tray, trying to get a smooth surface, but not worrying too much about any thickness variations, as this will give us colour variation and a crackle effect once it's dry. Now our gelatin has set, we can use a small blunt tool to loosen it from the moulds and start to cut out some circles which will become our accent pieces. I just used a hand sanitizer lid to do this, so it's super accessible. I made in total 193 pieces from 4 base recipes by using scraps from each colour, melting them together to create more bioplastic with different colour variations. I didn't stir these different colour combinations when they were melted, so they could have a marble effect on some pieces. Once again, letting them set and cutting more circles. After a few days, the spirulina mix has dried into these flaky pieces. To use this, we want to start by making an undyed base gelatin plastic and lining the mould with this. Then the flakes can be placed on top and sealed in with another layer of gelatin. These will take 30 minutes to set, and then once again we can cut out our circles. These are our final results. We've got 193 different sequins and it's time to put them together. I used a needle and then some little split rings to attach the gelatin bioplastics to their hardware. In this case I'm making a pair of earrings, sort of going for a fun party vibe. I also used a teaspoon that had been left in boiling water to sort of spot weld together some of the gelatin bioplastics to make nice floral shapes. My final pieces are presented here. These are the earrings I was making at the start, as well as my little floral accents. I made a couple of hairpins, a few necklaces, and a pair of earrings. I then wanted to play just with how the gelatin had naturally dried and really embrace that kind of floral petal shape in some more sort of abstract ways, which led to this final collection.